everyone, welcome to my channel. My name is Tara Arnold, and tonight I'm going to be discussing a little bit more with the strange ascension symptoms. I just wanted to add a little bit to the last video, so that was a couple days ago. I wanted to talk about not wanting to live, but not wanting to die either, and how that's a really normal ascension symptom, because our egos, we're having a death of the ego, and it literally is a dying process. So when you're going from third dimension to fifth dimension, it's a perception. So as your perception of reality changes, the whole third dimension gets shattered. So everything in your reality that your ego is attached to bring you joy, as it gets shattered, there's a lot of times where you're going to feel like you're physically dying, mentally dying, spiritually dying, emotionally dying. And the best thing to do for it that I've found is just to surrender to it and not judge it. So just allow the one who wants to die to have that feeling, because you're actually going through a spiritual death or an ego death. And the dying process, it's like years of it, and you'll go through stages. Many of you have. If you want to add to this video in the comment section your experience of this dying process and feeling like you physically want to leave the physical world, that's so normal. So if you guys want to share about that, that would be great. And that deep sense of loneliness that everyone has during the ascension symptoms, it's because we're all awakening, but we're all awakening at different rates, and each of our spirits wants to go to the deepest depths of every emotion. So when you go to the deepest darkness, then you'll know the polarity of that in love. So since our essence is love, or it's consciousness, we already know the end game. So there's no race to get to the end game. The game for our spirit, the spirit finds fun, is going to the deepest darkness. And then when we go down to the deepest darkness, we now know the polarity of that in love. And that's where we learn compassion. And that compassion, that from what we've transmuted from fear-based energy back to love, goes out to all of the universe. So as you're going through your death of the ego or your spiritual awakening, that deep sense of loneliness, even if you have a partner, even if you're in a marriage or a relationship, or you have a lot of friends surrounding you or a lot of family members, you're going to feel extremely alone, because your perception is going to be that you've never been this alone, because you're going to go to the deepest darkness of aloneness, so that you can feel that frequency and transmute that deep frequency back to love, to move to a fifth dimension perception. So all the emotions in the third dimension reality, and our perceptions, it's not a place we're going, it's a state of being. So when you move from third dimension to fifth dimension, it's a state of being. So you're consciously perceiving your reality differently. So it's not that we're going anywhere. We're not leaving the planet physically. We're not moving from third dimension to fifth dimension. Isn't a place we're going. It's a state of being. So as we change our perception from a third to a fifth, and everything dies in the egoic consciousness, or the egoic game that we're playing, all our perceptions change to more love. Well, I talked about it like 2 days ago on the strange ascension symptoms. That emptiness, that space that you just feel so empty. A lot of times you'll go into the deepest sense of loneliness during that time. It's all normal. It's everything with the awakening, all these symptoms of feeling like you don't want to live, but you don't want to die, but you're barely hanging on, and some days you don't know if you're going to make it through it, and you just curl up in a ball and cry all these strange cries. And as you go in and out of, this reality into your past lifetimes, and it's so dark and lonely. It's an alone journey, and nobody's ever gonna have the same journey, and it's just embracing and seeing it as a gift of this experience that you're going to this deepest darkness. So now that you can know the polarity of that in love, and that expansion of consciousness is going to go out to all the universe. And so it's like all the spirits are lined up and they're all watching us go through our ascension process. And as we transmute fear back to love, that assists with the whole universe. So they receive our frequencies of love as we transmute them. So not only are spirit guides assisting us, we're also assisting them. And to remember that it's a journey of joy and having fun on the path back home. So those days that you're feeling like, I just can't live anymore, I can't make it, I'm not going to make it, you will. It's just surrendering to it, allowing it, and just embracing and loving the one who feels like they're dying, or the one who wants to die, or the one that doesn't want to live anymore, the one that wants to go back home. It's because our spirit's like always trying to get to that best feeling place, and we know our consciousness knows that if we have a death, a physical death, and we're instantly awakened. So we instantly go back to that heart-centered consciousness. So, I mean, if we choose to, you create whatever you want in your reality. So just know that this is a normal part of the ascension process, and going to the deepest depths of loneliness is normal. And also there's a few things that I forgot to add. I don't want to say the word forget. I just didn't add in that first video that a few people mentioned I had forgotten about, is that your body shakes a lot when you're first starting to awaken, sometimes with the Kundalini energy going through. Like if you go to bed at night and you go to sleep and your whole body's shaking, that's normal. Don't worry about it. It's all good. You can ask your guides to pull back. You can ask your spirit and your Kundalini energy and your spirit guides, like, okay, I'm going to sleep now, I want you to pull the energy back. And I would do that, and I would just fall, like all the shaking would stop and I'd fall asleep. So just try that. And also when you have vision problems during your spiritual awakening, your sight will come and go. So it's like some days you can see really good, some days you can't. Some days you can hear really good and some days you can't. Every time you have like blurred vision, just put it out there to the universe. What is it I'm not seeing? Show me. You're going to have a lot of visual disturbances as you go through the ascension symptoms, because you're clearing past lifetimes, and there's stuff that you're experiencing from other lifetimes that maybe you didn't want to see, or maybe in this lifetime your spirit guides are showing you something but you're just not paying attention and they want you to see it. So when you're having like vision problems, just stop for a second, throw that question out to the universe. You don't have to say it out loud, you can just say it in your head. What is it I'm not seeing? Show me. And just leave it, and then a lot of times your vision will clear up right away, or you'll have an aha moment because your spirit guides are showing you what you weren't seeing. The same with hearing. If I can't hear, having trouble hearing, I'll say, what is it I'm not hearing? Show me. And then my hearing will clear up. I'll have an aha moment. So every time you have an aha moment, it's like your spirit guides are dropping the answer in. So any questions with the ascension process, ascension symptoms, the really strange ones, just ask your spirit guides what's going on. And when you have that aha moment, when you're in a state of joy, they'll drop the answer in. The spirit guides can connect with you more when you're in a state of joy. So when you have a question for them, you put it out to the universe. You just say, okay, what is this ascension symptom? I'm not hearing right now. I can't, and my vision's blurred. And you could just put out to the universe, show me what that is. And then you can go play. And when you go play and have fun, you raise your vibrational frequency to more joy. and spirit can connect easy, so they drop the answer in, and that's you channeling. It's saying, oh, okay, I had an aha moment. That was my spirit guides dropping in that answer. So as you awaken, all your psychic abilities will open up. Every single person already has all the psychic or intuitive abilities, whatever you want to call it. I don't tend to use the word psychic, but a lot of people do. It's all your intuitive abilities will open up because it's a remembering. You already have all of them. So like seeing things in your third eye, or your ear chakras opening, you can receive more messages from your spirit guides, or your all-knowing, your intuition will get stronger. You'll receive messages through sense of taste, smell. Your spirit guides will be showing you. So just kind of be in tune and turn it on as you go through your awakening process. Just make a conscious note to, I'm going to turn it up a little bit to receive more intuitive messages, and you're going to start noticing like subtle energies around you. You're more in tune with, you're more maybe feeling, more empathic, but you already have all the intuitive abilities, like clairaudience, like all the clairs. You guys know what they are already. I'm not going to describe them, but you already have those. It's just remembering that you have them. So everything is a remembering. The whole awakening, you already know what the end game is. You already know what it's like to be fully awake. You already know what it is to be conscious. So it's the fun of the journey of discovering and remembering it again. So have fun with it. Don't fear any of the ascension symptoms. If you're not sure, if, what's going on in your body is an ascension symptom, just talk to somebody else who's going through it, and it'll help calm you down. There's some of us that have like the catastrophizing. So there's usually like one in every family, and it's like when you catastrophize, your mind's like racing and racing, and your ego takes you to every place that you don't want to be. So just remember to come back to the now moment and be in that now moment and ground yourself. I'm going to do another video in a few days on this whole catastrophizing thing, because a lot's coming in with that right now. So I will do a video on that. And Saint Germain's also saying the video is going to be about catastrophizing, but also about minds that are racing or egos that are really loud, a lot of self-sabotaging. So he's going to be discussing that in a couple days. I'm going to do a video on it. I'm just finding out now. So that's what that's going to be about. And it's going to help to calm the egoic mind, or calm your thoughts when we do that video. So that'll be coming up in a few days. I want to say thanks for watching. Have a great night. And again, if you have anything you want to add to this feeling of deep loneliness, or not wanting to live but not wanting to die in this ascension process right now, if you have anything to add or anything you want to share to help other people out. I did have a comment my last video that it really helped. One of my friends said that it really helped them to not feel so alone after they read your comments. So I really appreciate it, because it is going to help people. The more that you share, the more that we all share, it'll help other people out so they don't feel so alone. And now with the second wave waking up and having all these shatters, it's going to be helpful for a lot of people. So have a great night, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye.